Welcome to the Authored Attitude Centre for Mindfulness and Wellbeing. My name is Ronald Russell. I'll be guiding you through this guided meditation today. The practice we'll be doing today will be Vipassana, which will include Anapana, and we'll finish off with loving kindness. I'd like to suggest that you do the two videos that come before this. They're both called Video 24. One is a video for beginners, which talks about the posture. I won't be doing much on that today. The other one gets pretty deeply into sensations and guides you through how to follow your sensations. I suggest that you practice those two before starting on this one. This is I think a really good daily meditation to do. It goes for about an hour. We start off on Anapana to improve our concentration so that we can notice the sensations, and we go on to the sensations, which is Vipassana, and then we finish with loving kindness. So we might get started. Gently close our eyes. Make sure we're sitting in a comfortable, with a comfortable upright posture. Back straight. Make sure there's no tension. We'll take a deep breath in all the way into our tummy, our chest, and hold for a moment at the top of the breath. And then we'll let it out slowly. As we let it out, we'll relax all the way down through our body. Another all the way into the tummy, chest, hold, and let it out slowly. As we let it out, we release all the tension. One more, all the way into the tummy, chest, hold, and release slowly. Now we'll do a quick scan down over our body, starting at the top of the head and just coming down over our forehead, our eyes, softening around our eyes and our jaw, maybe opening your jaw and let it close a little, down to our throat, around our neck, our shoulders, just relaxing, releasing shoulder blades, let the chest sink, tummy soften and maybe hang out around our buttocks, making sure we're comfortable and relaxed. Remembering to keep our spine in an upright position. Checking around our knees, our legs, making sure they're not crossed. Ankles, feet. One last scan down over, just a quick scan with an out breath, making sure it's all relaxed. And we bring our attention to our mind and make sure that there is nothing we've brought in, no expectations. Not here for any other reason. We're not here to be enlightened or to remove any ailments, to fix anything. We're just here to learn the technique of Vipassana meditation. Remembering our head is squarely on our shoulders, looking slightly forward to allow the energy to flow. Our hands are either in our lap or on our knees. It's no particular position for your hands. Once we're feeling comfortable, alert, we'll take our mind to our breath again. Breathing normally. Just being aware of our breath, observing our breath. As we breathe in, we are mindful that we are breathing in. As we breathe out, we're mindful that we are breathing in. Breathing in and breathing out. And we pay particular attention to the area above our upper lip and in and around our nostril, observing any sensation which might arise there with your breath passing over this area. As we breathe in, there might be a cooler air coming in. As we breathe out, there might be a warmer air coming out. Or it could be a tickling feeling or an itchy feeling. You might just sense the breath passing over the hairs in your nostril. Or you might feel it on the skin around the area above your upper lip. Just paying particular attention to that area as we breathe in and as we breathe in. We're not trying to create a sensation. We're just observing whatever is going on in that area. Breathing in and breathing out. Being aware of our breath as it comes in and as it goes out. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it might be slow. We don't change our breath. It's just a normal breath and we're just sitting back calmly observing. Paying particular attention to this area above our upper lip and in and around our nostrils with our breath passes over this area. If you remind yourself, no blame, just gently bring it back again to the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Being aware of the area above your upper lip and in and around your nostrils. Becoming conscious of any sensation in that area. Might be warm, might be cold, might be tickling, might be numbness. Might be just awareness. The sensation is a sensation. We don't try to change. We're just observing equanimously, mindfully, calmly, in a alert but relaxed way. Breathing in, breathing out. Just remind yourself, gently bring it back to the breath again. Being aware breath passing over the area between your upper lip and in and around your nostrils. We don't open our eyes during this technique. If we open our eyes, we lose concentration. We use a continuity of practice. Just observe our breath coming in and going out, being aware of any sensation in the area of the upper lip and in and around our nostrils as the breath comes in, past this area, passes out over this area. A little check, a scan out through your body to make sure that you're not straining, striving, under tension, softening around your eyes and your jaw, bringing your shoulders and shoulder blades, chest, and tummy relaxed, softening around your buttocks and your knees. Any movements you need to make, do it quietly so as not to disturb anyone else. Staying relaxed, calm, equanimous, not judging, just observing. It is as it is, normal breathing. Breathing in, I'm aware I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware I'm breathing in. Paying particular attention to the area of the upper lip, in and around the nostrils. Not be warm, coming out from the warmer body. It might be a tickling sensation. Might be itching. Might be numbness. Might be just awareness, any sensation, a sensation in the sensation. Just aware of the area as we breathe in normally and as we breathe out as it is. Remind yourself, gently bring it back again to the breath. Breathing, breathing. distractions, any sound, any thoughts. We just say yes to them, bring them in. Maybe label them if you like, say sound. But each sound could have a story. We don't go with the story, we just say it's a sound. Car noise if you like, but we don't go with the story. Thoughts. Some of the thoughts you might probably, this thought I have to go with. It might be the greatest invention the world has ever seen. Just let them go. Later on, after you finish the meditation, you can have a look again. There are millions and millions of thoughts, sounds going on. We don't try to force them away. We just say yes to them, give them space. Bring our mind back to our breath. Observing the area of our upper lip and the in and around our nostrils. As our breath gently passes in and out over this area. Becoming aware. Being equanimous as to whatever sensation it is. Becoming equanimous to whatever sound or thought it is. Breathing in and breathing out. If you're having trouble with your mind drifting off, you could label each breath one. On the out breath you could say 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 10. After 10 bring it back to 1 again. If you found yourself or find yourself going up around 17, 20, 30, who knows how far, just bring it back again, don't lie. It is as it is. Equanimous, bring it back. Start at 1 again. Working through the 10, when you get the 10 back to 1. Or you could label each breath. Breathing in, or just in, and breathing out, or just out. In, out. After a while, when you feel that you've got the concentration back again, just let go of your labeling and counting, and see if you can just hold that one breath for a little longer. Each breath, concentrate on each breath. Just try to get more in each time before your mind drifts off. When it drifts off, that's part of the technique. Our mind drifts off, bring it back. Gently bring it back to the area above the upper lip and in and around your nostrils, becoming aware equanimously of any sensations you might be experiencing in this moment. Realising that the sensation you have in one moment might not be there for the next moment. Sensations are coming and passing away. Just as each breath comes and passes away. Just become aware, alert of any sensation as we breathe in and as we breathe out. It might be just awareness. Awareness is a sensation. There must be a sensation to have awareness. Very fine. Stay with this area above the upper lip. In and around the nostrils. Breathing in and breathing out. Now I'd like you to become aware of the area above the top of your head, that soft spot. And we'll start on Vipassana. In video 24, we showed how Vipassana and how we work our way down the body, bit by bit, piece by piece, part by part. I want you to start at the top of your head and work your way down. Slowly, becoming aware of every sensation. Down over your body, looking at your own pace. Working our way down through our body. Becoming aware of any sensations around our eyes. Might be itching. Might be tingling. I feel like ants working our way down through our nose and around the back of our head. Covering every piece bit by bit, every part. Working our way down our neck and our shoulders. Down our arms. Becoming aware of every sensation. Bit by bit, piece by piece, part by part. Could be tingling. Working our way down through our chest and our tummy. At your own speed, at your own pace. This is your meditation. If you come to an area that's numb, just sit with it for a while. Examine it closely. Not trying to create a sensation there. Be very careful not to try to create any sensation. If it's numb, it's numb. Observe the area for any sensation. If there's none, move on to the next area. If there is none. That's the technique. The technique is to observe and see things as they are. Accept things as they are. Not as we want them to be, not as we think they should be, but as they are in this moment. And in this moment, if there's no sensation, that's the truth of the matter. There is no sensation. Observe for a little longer and move on to the next area. We'll find that the sensations are like little bubbles arising and passing away, arising and passing away. Our job is to observe. Equanimously. We don't react to them. Some sensations might be heavy, some light, some soft, some hard, some hot, some cold. However, we observe them to be. It is as it is. Working our way all the way down our body, to our knees, our legs, our feet. Bit by bit, piece by piece, part by part. And then from the tips of our toes back up to the top of our head, bit by bit, piece by piece, part by part. As we see or feel the sensation, we move on. Doing it in our own time. Just working our way up our body. From the tip of our toes to the top of our head, from the top of our head to the tip of our face. Not missing any area. If our mind too soft, just simply bring it back to the area you were working on. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this in order, working down and working back up. We're not judging any sensation. Every sensation is a sensation. Every sensation is equal. There's no big sensation as such. Even though we imagine it to be a big sensation like pain, we experience pain in this technique. We realise that it's made up of a lot of little sensations, millions of little sensations come together to create what we might call pain. It's a little like if you ring a bell, you hear that initial ring where the gong strikes the bell. And we think that's the ring, that's the sound. But if you listen closely, there are millions of little vibrations come together to make that sound. And it's the same with everything in life, really. Nothing is just one big thing or one big event. Everything is made up of moments, of small vibrations coming together. So if they come together, they can go apart. We observe them equanimously. We allow them to come to the surface and pass away. But if we react to them and don't allow them to pass away and try to bury them, they'll be there for the next time. They'll arise when the time is right. If you want to, you could look at these sensations we're experiencing. The Buddhists call them sankharas. These sensations we're referring as the buttons that get pushed. And somebody, when we say somebody's pushing my button, we're pushing my buttons, and anger arises or resentment arises from an old memory that we've buried and haven't faced up to. And now in this meditation, in this safe place, we have a chance to face up to it. And with that button that's pushed, and with that sankhara that comes to the surface, that seed that we're buried, if that seed comes to the surface, will often bring the emotion that was with it when we buried it. Maybe years and years and years ago, when we were children, it could be any time. As that arises, if we're equanimous with it and don't judge it, accept it as it is, and just let it fade away. Sometimes I look at these seeds that we're buried, these sankharas, these triggers, buttons, whatever you want to call them. If you get a bottle of fizzy drink, if you just leave it steady and sitting on the table, it looks pretty still. And then it gets disturbed, and you take the top off. That stillness turns into an effervescence, and all the bubbles of carbon dioxide start rising and coming to the surface. If we put the top back on, they'll slow down again, and they'll go back. They won't escape. That's what it's like within us. That's how I see it. All we're in a calm state and nothing's going on and nobody's worried. We're okay. But if something disturbs us, somebody presses our buttons, those sankharas start coming to the surface. And just like with the fishing thing, if we leave the top off and leave them escape, after a time, that water that we're feeding will become flat and stable and steady. And as it is with us, we have all those bubbles coming to the surface, passing away. We're made of those bubbles coming to the surface, passing away. Millions and trillions of sankharas, seeds, bubbles, arising, passing away. We don't want to put the lid on. We want to let them go. As the emotion comes up, we don't react to the emotion. We sit and we observe it. It might be painful. Just observe equanimity, whatever is going on. Especially we don't get attached to the beautiful, soft, tingling feelings as well. Because every sensation has the same quality. Whether it's gross or whether it's fine. Whether it's painful or whether it's beautiful. They all have the same qualities of arising and passing away, moment by moment. As we learn this in our meditation, we take this out into our life and we realise that life is flowing. We don't get attached to certain things in life. We don't get averted to certain things in life. We leave life flow through us. We sit and observe. Everything is working in harmony. often we feel ourselves standing outside of the harmony and saying, yeah, everything works in harmony except us. With this meditation, we'll find that we're in there, in that harmony, accepting things as they are. Not trying to change the harmony of the world. We're becoming one with it. This is where our peace comes from. It's so stressful trying to fight life. Life is happening as it is. We're gradually learning to accept life. As I say on life's tale, as it is, not as we want it to be, not as we think it should be. Observing our body, bit by bit, piece by piece. Seeing the sensations arising, passing away. Becoming aware, becoming mindful that the sensations arising and passing away. Nothing is permanent. Looking down our body from the tip of our head to the top of our head to the tip of our toes, from the tip of our toes back up to the top of our head, bit by bit, piece by piece. Sometimes if you find an area of fine sensations, you might be able to pass over a little faster. Maybe after a long time of meditation, you'll find that you will get free from it and you'll be able to move up your body and down your body much more quickly. If you do retreats, Vipassana retreats, which I suggest everyone does, we're only just touching on the surface here. If you do a 10-day retreat, which I can give you the information for, if you do a 10-day retreat, you'll find that your concentration is much deeper. And you're in a very protected environment. And quite often you'll find that you'll be able to scan down your body and in every part without missing a part on an out breath. And breathe in on an in breath. And scan all the way from the bottom, from the tip of your toes to the top of your head on an in breath. And then from the top of the head to the tip of the toes on an out breath. But that's not how it's always going to be. We realise that the next time we sit in meditation, or even during the same meditation, we have gross sensations all over our body. We have blind spots. Everything is changing. It is as it is. This is the technique of Vipassana meditation. This is what you're here to experience. Everything is changing. Nothing is permanent. Things arise and pass away. You'll often hear a saying out in the world, this too shall pass. When you're having a bad time or a bad moment, they say this too shall pass. We sort of accept that and say, this is good, yeah, this will pass, I know this will pass. And then you're having a really good time. Everything's going perfect. Someone said, this too will pass. We don't like that so much. We become attached. No attachments. no aversion. Just being neutral, being equanimous. Examining every sensation from the top of the head, the tip of the toes. Not be numbness, not be pain, not be tickling, tingling, warm, cold. A sensation is a sensation. There's no difference in the sensation. They're all rising, they're all passing away. If a sensation becomes too much, or an emotion that's tied to the sensation becomes too much for us, we take our mind back to our breath. It's like an anchor in a storm. If the storm becomes too great, we come back to our breath and go into a tiny bay with the breath and put out our anchor and just stay with the breath. Breathing in, breathing in. Just staying with the breath, calmly, equanimously, letting go of the storm, letting it pass over. It might take a while, but the storm will pass. Everything passes. As the storm passes, we go back to the area where the storm was, observing it equanimously, as it is. Passing down through our body. Any sensation, moving from piece to piece, part to part, equanimously, with an alert mind. In your own time, just keep working down to the tip of your toes and back up to the top of your head. From the top of the head to the tip of the toes, from the tip of the toes to the top of the head. And alert, equanimous, calm. Not reacting, but these entities arising and passing away. Bit by bit, piece by piece, part by part, observing equanimously. No fighting anything. If you find yourself reacting to your sensation, pay attention to the reaction and give it space. Give it space within you. And realising that this technique tells us that it's okay to react. This is how it is, not as we want it to be. Sometimes it helps to smile at ourselves, how we think that we're Vipassana meditators, I shouldn't be reacting. That's not how it is. We react. And it's the same with an aversion, and it's the same with a craving. We might be sitting and realise suddenly that we're craving the sensation. Or we might just be craving a sensation. We might be feeling numbness and feeling nothing. And we start trying to create a sensation. We just laugh at ourselves, smile quietly, catch ourselves out and bring it in, give it space. This is what I like, because it is what we're like. We have aversion and craving going on all the time. We just become aware. That's the technique. Looking our way through our body. Observing the sensations, observing the emotions, observing the thoughts. And seeing them for what they are. Smiling at their mistakes, not reacting to them. The Buddhists talk about the two arrows. The first arrow is when we make a mistake. And the right thing to do when we realise we've made a mistake, if you could call it a mistake, we might call it a mistake. We've done something we've called a mistake. We shoot the second, that's the first arrow. With the second arrow is, we shoot the second arrow with ourselves saying, I shouldn't have done that. I'm supposed to be meditating. And then we'll shoot another arrow and say, I'm much better than this. I'm a Vipassana meditator. That's so silly of me. And so we're shooting more and more arrows. After the first awareness of whatever was going on, we just bring it in and accept that this is what's happening. We are what we are. It is what it is. We're doing what we're doing. With this awareness, we'll come to the right central part of equanimity with all things. And that's where our peace lies. I'd like you to bring your mind back now to your breath. Just gently observing your breath as it comes in and as it goes out. Just being aware of your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting go of your sensations. Just breathing in and breathing out. Do a quick body scan to make sure we're calm. checking down, softening around the eyes, which may have big tension at your shoulder blades. Just checking down your chest, tummy, buttocks, knees. If we need to move, just move quietly so as not to disturb someone. We want to be in a comfortable position now. Relaxed and comfortable. Just scan down again, making sure there's no tension anywhere. Just breathing softly, breathing gently. Just being aware of our breath. Going in, going out. Sitting, calmly observing. We're starting on loving kindness now. Once we're in that calm, comfortable, equanimous place, I'd like to place your attention on your hands, on the palms of your hands and your fingers. I'd like you to look and sense a warmth there. Warm, tingling feeling in your hands, around your fingers, up to your fingertips. Just breathing gently, being aware of your hands, paying attention to the palms, that warm, tingling feeling. In the Asian language, mind and heart mean the same thing. So mindfulness could become heartfulness. Once you expand that feeling that's in your hands, that warm, heartful feeling, let it expand into your body. Your body will start with that fine tingling vibration of warmth throughout your body. You can breathe it into your body if you like. You breathe in, expand that warm, tingling feeling of heartfulness. Experiencing that warmth take over our whole body, that heartfulness. Scriptures tell us, if we're into scriptures, that God created us in His own image. And the same scriptures tell us that God is love. So for me, we are created as love. And that's what I'm experiencing in this moment. That warm, tingling heartfulness of love. I can let this expand further outside of my body as I become one with the love of the universe, sitting quietly, breathing gently, expanding with my in-breath, becoming one in love, a warm, tingling heartfulness of love. Now I can make an affirmation to strengthen this love. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be loving. And I realise that what I have is part of all there is, part of the universe, this loving harmony I'm feeling. But I don't have to give it away. I just have to let it be. I have to be that love. There's a poet, Khalil Gibran, from last century. He wrote, "Love seeks not but itself, for love is sufficient unto love." As we calmly sit here, I think of the banner that's on the wall beside us, called Namaste. And the words on that banner basically mean, when the love in me is with the love in you, we are one. So I could make another affirmation to allow this love to expand. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well. May all beings be loving. Namaste. practice, you gently bring your mind back to the breath. We're about to close. See if you can stay with your breath. The last minute or two. Breathing in and breathing out. I'll ring a bell 3 times. After the first bell, I want you to just become aware of the room around you. The second bell, you may open your eyes, twiddle your toes and your fingers. You become a bit more aware of what's going on. Look around. And after the third bell, don't be in a hurry to do anything other than prepare to stand up, walk around. Remain with this silence that you've been experiencing and practice a mode of silence while you're in this room. Not talking to anyone or disturbing anyone, staying within yourself and holding on to this as we stand up to walk around, holding on to what you've experienced. You can take this with you. No need to hurry back into the big world. It will gradually pass, fade away. That's why we talk about continuity of practice. We practice this daily. We find that it will stay with us all day, even better twice a day. I'd like to thank you all for sitting with me today. Just remember to take with you whatever you have. Don't be in a hurry to lose it. And until the next session, be happy, be peaceful, be safe, be well, be happy. Namaste.